Welcome to the Ambient Tutorials. In this video, we'll show you how to sync up an ARRI AMIRA camera with an external timecode generator. Before we get started, let's take a brief look at the required gear. First, of course, you'll need an ARRI AMIRA, a timecode-capable audio recorder with built-in Lockit circuitry or with an external Lockit, a Lockit device, and an LTC-out cable. The first step is to set up the AMIRA so that it continuously takes the Lockit timecode for synchronization and of course for timecode. Press the TC button to start the process of changing the project timebase. Go to Project Rate, and again Project Rate, and then choose the project timebase frame rate in the drop-down menu. Then go back into the timecode menu. Choose Options and switch the run mode to free run. Then change the mode to regen so the camera continuously reads the external timecode. Now change the count mode to non-drop frame, unless of course the production company specifically asks for it. And then complete the timecode settings by selecting the timecode in within the BNC mode. So now we'll focus on setting up the Genlock sync on the AMIRA. Go back to the home screen, and then the main menu. Here we jump into the system settings. Select Sensor, and then scroll down to Genlock. In this menu, we can enable the Genlock sync input, Genlock, or timecode. These options are available with firmware 3.0 and higher. We recommend using the timecode in. This tells the camera to sync the sensor to the incoming timecode. So only one cable is required and you can disable the sync output on your Lockit, saving a lot of battery life. This completes the camera portion of the setup, so the ARRI AMIRA is now ready and waiting for the incoming timecode signal. So let's move on and set up the Lockit box. When you start an ambient Lockit from factory default, it will always boot unjammed in internal timecode mode with sync switched off. So the first thing we should decide is the running mode of the Lockit. Internal timecode is used if you just want to jam sync the Lockits without ACN. Continuous jam or CJam is used if you want to use the ACN for zero drift wireless synchronization, and TRX is used for wireless record run timecode setups. We want to use the CJam being the most convenient and accurate mode. For timecode without Genlock, we go to the timecode menu to choose our project timebase frame rate. As we switch the sensor sync of the AMIRA to external timecode, we can switch off the sync generator to the Lockit to save battery. To do so, go to the sync menu, dial off, and apply. Since we're using the CJam mode, the ACN is already enabled and working per factory default on channel 18. If for some reason you want to work on a different channel, or use some of the features in the extended menu, jump into the ACN menu and set up the ACN network as required. Finally, we need to jam sync our Lockit boxes. This can be done the old way via cable from our timecode master source if you're using the internal timecode mode. Of course, you should make sure that the source is jammed correctly first. With continuous jam, you can use any ACN device as timecode master. As you get started, simply jam the master or manually edit the start timecode. Then go to the ACN menu, jump to the sync menu, and start the CJam broadcast. You'll get immediate feedback on how many ACN devices were jammed successfully. Although you can use any ACN device as master, we want to use the master Lockit to wirelessly jam sync all units. Thanks to the web interface, this device offers powerful visual feedback and direct control of all ACN devices in our network. To access the web interface, open the browser of any device connected to the Wi-Fi of the master and go to the domain masterlockit.local or 10.0.0.1. Now go to the timecode tab and change the frame rate of the unit to the project timebase by clicking the pencil and choosing from the drop-down menu, and apply. Type in the required start value or simply use the time of day from your device. Check to make sure the master is set to the same ACN channel as the other Lockit devices, and then hit the Start CJam button. Within a few seconds, all your ACN devices should appear green on the screen, ready for naming, and displaying the battery status and current frame rate. Now we're ready to connect our synced Lockit to the AMIRA camera. The yellow timecode and gen indicator should change to white. The exclamation mark in the upper left corner should disappear, and the timecode should begin running in the timecode menu. When your system is synced like this, your cameras will run for an entire shooting day without drift. Additionally, we strongly recommend that you check the synchronization of your system to avoid any issues.